What's happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. So we got another huge update. We're now seeing sparks flying down in that courtroom in Florida. Jack Smith's classified documents case, guys. We've got Jack Smith and his prosecution absolutely losing it inside of that courtroom. At some point shouting and even slamming down on the podium because they were so upset over what was going on inside of that courtroom over the court case. And I'm telling you right now, guys, this is proving what we've been saying this whole time, that the prosecution is personally and politically motivated, to pursue this prosecution of Donald Trump, guys. I'm excited to get in the clip and see exactly what's going on there, what made Jack Smith and his prosecution absolutely lose their temper. So we're gonna get straight into the clips and I'll get my thoughts on the back end, guys. So definitely stick around to the end. See, I just get my thoughts on the back end, and also YouTube pushes this video out. Definitely stick around until the end, you guys. But let's get straight into the clip. Before we do that, though, make sure you guys hit that like button for me, and also hit that subscribe button, guys. We're on the road to the truth. Hop aboard for the journey. Let's get into it, y'all.
Jack Smith's team is so frustrated they were screaming in front of Aileen Cannon, and she had to tell them to take a break, calm down, take a chill, brother. They're clearly frustrated with her being a fair-minded judge. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are. We have a number of clips. Here's a intro clip from the great Julie Kelly on the Steve Bannon Show.
But these were related to two motions from his co-defendant, Waltine Nada, his valet at the White House, who then went to work for him at Mar-a-Lago, who was also charged in this case. The special counsel's team, the special counsel team's frustration with Judge Cannon is really boiling over.
I found this article from Newsweek that covers the whole story, and it really gives you a lot of color about what it's like inside of that courtroom. So this is after Aileen Cannon said that she would indefinitely pause this case. They came back and had another hearing, and sparks flew. Let's read the article here at Newsweek. Aileen Cannon's Trump hearing suddenly erupts into shouting. I like it. People with passion. Shouting ensued during a Wednesday hearing before U.S. District Judge Aileen Cannon in the classified documents case against former President Donald Trump. According to reports from inside the courtroom in southern Florida, the disorder took place during a hearing for one of Trump's two co-defendants. This is Walt Nauta, who argued before the court that the Department of Justice, the DOJ, had vindictively charged him and that the indictment should be dismissed. And that's when they said it was a garbage dismissal plea. The former president is facing 40 felony counts, accused by federal prosecutors of mishandling and withholding classified documents that he took from the White House upon leaving office. Nauta, Trump's longtime aide, is accused of moving the boxes of sensitive materials to prevent federal agents from retrieving them. That's the he said, she said part of this whole thing. During Wednesday's hearing, Nauta's attorney, Stanley Woodward, got into a heated exchange with the prosecutors, that's Jack Smith's prosecutors, over a meeting that took place in August of 2022. Woodward alleged that he was pressured in the meeting by a member of special counsel Jack Smith's team. You better encourage Nauta to cooperate with the Department of Justice investigation. According to Woodward's account, Smith's prosecutor, Jay Bratt, insinuated that Woodward's appointment to the D.C. Superior Court could be negatively affected if Nauta did not cooperate. That's pay to play. That is, if true, right? It's terrible. And I do not believe Jack Smith's people. I believe they're all corrupt, and I believe they're all liars. I don't see why Woodward would make this up, or Nauta would make this up. I see why Jack Smith would make this up.
And you had prosecutor David Harbach. There's two prosecutors, Harbach and Jay Bratt. And Harbach is usually the smoother, calmer one of the two. Jay Bratt's just a little petulant man. And David Harbach just really lost his cool repeatedly today, pounding on the podium.
The allegation was met with an adamant rejection from prosecutor David Harbach, who, according to CNN's report, rose from the prosecution side and called Woodward's story a garbage argument. Quote, Mr. Woodward's story of what happened at that meeting is a fantasy, unquote. Harbach reportedly shouted while banging his hand on the table in front of him, quote, "It did not happen," he screamed. Thou protesteth too much. He lost his cool, and that ought to tell you everything you need to know. Boy, they struck a nerve. You get over the target, and boy, do things heat up.
Like clapping his hands in anger, not in a happy way, in anger, as he was trying to emphasize certain arguments, called one of the defense motions garbage, said that it was not fair that they were having to sit and listen to this defense motion.
While Harbach continued to rebuke Woodward's claims, Cannon, this is Judge Aileen Cannon, comes out and pushed back on why the Department of Justice had not gathered any evidence regarding the 2022 conversation. The judge told Harbach to, quote, just calm down. That's something you never want a judge to have to tell you. This guy's supposed to be cool as a cucumber. And Aileen Cannon's like, calm down. This isn't the Jerry Springer show. Don't turn my courtroom into a heated argument. A spokesperson from the special counsel's office declined comment on Harbach's exclamation or on the hearing, probably because he was going to start screaming and blow a vein, like the movie Scanners. Just his whole head would blow up if he responded. So he just goes like, no comment.
At one point, Judge Cannon looked at David Harbach and said, I need to ask you to calm down, because he was just completely losing it. And I think this is just a manifestation of her unsealing and unredacting all of this evidence. Steve, they never thought that the American people would see the details about the Mar-a-Lago raid from August 2022.
Wednesday marked the first time that Judge Cannon, a Trump appointee, had held a hearing since indefinitely suspending the start of the trial, while other legal disputes related to the classified documents case are settled, like why Jack Smith redacted all the good stuff to cover up his agenda to work with the White House. The judge has faced criticism for a number of actions she has taken in legal proceedings that some experts say show favored toward Trump. Other experts say that those experts are sold out to the Biden administration and are Marxists.
Comic bastards.
Cannon also pressed against Woodward's claims during Wednesday's hearing, asking the attorney to present evidence of the Department of Justice's alleged unfair treatment toward Nauta in the August 2022 meeting. The judge did not assure a ruling from the bench on whether the charges against Nauta should be thrown out or not, according to reports. Now, charges against Trump were delivered in June of 2023, roughly 10 months after the FBI conducted a search of the former president's Mar-a-Lago estate in Palm Beach. That was when we did a video on this earlier, how Merrick Garland had them go through Melania Trump's panty drawers and take pictures. Many pictures. There's over 30 pictures put into evidence. They also had them go into Barron Trump's bedroom. Gross. Why would President Trump hide documents in Barron Trump's bedroom? This is Department of Justice intimidating them, abusing them. This is firing a shot at warning at Trump. Remember, they were on the brink of hoping Trump would act out because they had the permission to use deadly force against him. That's how far election interference goes. Remember, it's Hillary Clinton that said that Trump might take out an opponent. And all we've seen so far on evidence is that the Democrats are the ones that are more likely to do that.
And they are so ticked off at Judge Cannon for making this stuff available, because she wants us to see how dirty, sloppy, and corrupt this investigation and case has been since the very beginning.
Court filings unsealed earlier this week provided additional insight into the information contained in the documents sought by the National Archives and Records Administration. They also shed light on the operations order for the FBI agents who conducted the search of Trump's home in 2022. And those documents said use of deadly force is allowed against a president. Never before done in the history of the United States. This is the first time. They're trying to hide this and pretend like this is just, oh, justice is normal. No, this is pursuit of a former president and the #1 leading opponent in the current election. They're going after Trump. They're breaking every rule they've ever had before, breaking all their norms. That's what Democrats do. That's what progressive really means. We're going to break the norms to go after political opponents in a witch hunt to try to influence an election. What do you guys think in the comments below? Does Aileen Cannon give Jack Smith any more time in trial?
Yo, there we have it, guys. Coming from our friend Doug in Exile. I'll definitely be sure to leave that original video link down in the description box below. For those of you who want to go over there and check that out, also you guys to go over there and show our friend Doug a bit of love. Oh my goodness, guys. What we just seen there is Jack Smith, alongside his prosecution, absolutely losing it right there in the courtroom, guys. Losing everything. They can't contain themselves anymore because this case just simply isn't going how they initially planned it to be. You know, had that sloppy investigation. They thought they were going to be able to cover everything up. You know, all the illegitimacy of this case, you know, the wrongdoings behind the investigation, how they brought about this case, this classified documents case on Donald Trump. You know, they did everything they could to cover up, you know, and keep it secret how they got this investigation to be, you know, what it is today. What they didn't intend on was this, you know, fair and impartial judge, Aileen Cannon, who has, you know, seen straight through the pushiness of, you know, Jack Smith and his prosecution. As soon as she got wind, he was trying to speed this thing up, you know, get Donald Trump tried and on trial before election date later on this year. You know, this is all about optics, making this guy like a felon in front of the American people's eyes. Judge Aileen Cannon was like, no, we got to see this thing all the way through, make sure that justice is truly served. And that's where she unredacted a lot of those, you know, classified documents within that investigation of Jack Smith. And that's where we can see the collusion between all the different agencies. This thing's truly started to fall apart, and it got to where we are today. And now we have what was just a stinky dumpster case turned into a stinky dumpster fire case, as co-defendant Donald Trump in this classified documents case now coming forward and saying that his lawyer was intimidated by the prosecution in order to, you know, railroad Donald Trump, stating that Jack Smith and his prosecution team has been pushing to get the lawyer of co-defendant Naud to flip on Donald Trump, you know, essentially giving in and throwing in the towel, and he just won't do it. This charade case is truly getting out of control. We're seeing Jack Smith and his prosecution team going to great lengths in order to, you know, get Donald Trump tried on trial for election day, get him, you know, slapped with a felony charge, look like a felon in front of the American people. This is all optics, and everyone is, you know, they're awake to it. We can see what's going on. No one's sleeping anymore, Jack Smith. We can see that, you know, the persecution of Donald Trump is happening right through this courtroom. They're trying to happen through this courtroom, and Judge Aileen Cannon has stood in the way, stood firm on her stance, you know, making sure that Jack Smith backs up everything that he brings forth in this case, make sure that, you know, it was brought about legitimately. And every single time we've seen Judge Aileen Cannon challenging back on Jack Smith, new evidence has come forth, you know, showing that Jack Smith is illegitimate and he should have his case tossed out. Now we have Harbaugh, one of Jack Smith's prosecutors, absolutely losing his cool inside of that courtroom because he knows he's guilty, guys. He knows that his prosecution team has been, you know, weighing down on, you know, Naud to that co-defendant and his lawyer, trying to get them to flip on Donald Trump. We're being honest with ourselves in this case. Jack Smith and his prosecution team definitely knew that this case would flip and turn upside down, you know, turn into a dumpster fire case. If Judge Aileen Cannon ever unredacted classified documents within that Mar-a-Lago investigation and raid, once it came out, you know, everything has hit the fan. Nothing has been good for Jack Smith since then. I've been saying this for quite some time, guys. Once was one of the strongest cases, or looked like one of the strongest cases in, you know, the American people's eye, turned into, you know, absolutely nothing. We're seeing another one of those Fannie Willis situations where, you know, the wrongdoings of that justice in the Justice Department, you know, it's overshadowing their case for Donald Trump. That's what's happening right here, guys. Definitely hop in the comment section though and let me know your thoughts on this one. Now we have co-defendant sitting alongside of Donald Trump coming out and say that he was pressured by Jack Smith and his prosecution, guys. Oh my goodness. And then to ice this cake and prove that this is true, we've got Jack Smith and his prosecution and not able to keep their cool, losing their temper, even pounding down on the podium, you know, while this co-defendant and his lawyer were telling their testimony, guys, even, you know, doubling down, saying that this is not true. This is fake news, guys. I don't know. It seems true. Definitely hop in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts on this. And also make sure you guys hit that share button. Share this out to as many Facebook friends as possible, guys. Share the truth. Also make sure you guys hit that like button. It doesn't cost one thing. Hit that like button for your boy. And also hit that subscribe button, guys. We're on the road to the truth. Hop aboard for the journey. I'll catch you guys on the next week.